Hey there guys, Demo73 here, bringing you the first deck profile of the day. This is for the red, black, blue OGRE Alisaris list. This was developed by my fellow Team OGRE member, Michael Song. Super interesting take on Alisaris, tons of fun to play. Definitely think you guys should check it out. Again, this is New Frontiers, so this is using Grim and Alice Cluster. So if you're going to an HEP, you can't use this starting June 11th. But if you're playing at locals and they do New Frontiers, go right ahead. So Alisaris, the Observer, Judgment is 2 red, 12 colorless. But for every card in your RFG area, that colorless cost is reduced by 1, minimum 0. So you can pay 0, essentially 2 willed Judgment Imp once you have 12 cards in your RFG. Flips over into Timeline Arsonist Alisaris. He's a 10/10. His effect is when he enters the play, you go search for his Field Edition. We don't use one of those in this deck, just as a heads up, but you do have to still shuffle. And then all your Resonators gain Swiftness, Target Attack, and First Strike. And his God's Art for 2 colorless and 2 red is you burn your opponent's entire board for 100/100 for every single card in your RFG zone. And then you can choose any of those cards and put them back in your grave. You don't have to put any of them, you can put all of them. It's kind of up to you based on the situation. So that is Alisaris. Moving into the stone lineup, it is red, black, blue, and we can run dual stones. So 4 Scorched Bales, 4 Hearth's Core, and then to round it out, 2 Magic Stone of Moonshade. So get will, perfect will all the time is pretty nice. Running into the Resonator package, it's kind of interesting. You're not going to see real heavy big beaters. So you have the 4 Rukh Eggs, obviously, and 4 Guineveres, and 4 Cheshire Cats. This is your main kind of draw power engine. Guinevere helps you draw, Cheshire Cat helps you draw, Rukh Egg helps you jump, block, and search. Those are all going to be things that you use for just those reasons, as we've talked about in previous videos. And then 4 Verdanadi. Verdanadi is a fantastic card. It lets you, if you play it on field, you can RFG a card from your hand and then draw a card. If you have 10 or more cards in your RFGs, he becomes a 10/10 with First Strike. And this is really, really, really good. She is kind of your main win condition of the deck. Flip over Alisaris and then just play a bunch of 10/10 1-drops and then just swing in for lethal. Very, very, very strong card, and helps make one other card immediately live in your deck, which I'll go to in a little bit. And we have 2 Urthrs. You can change the ratios here. You can go to 3 Urthrs, 3 of each, or 4 and 3, and you can kind of play around with it. But I like 2 Urthrs. So this is your kind of answer to bigger creatures that you can't quite burn to death or to finish them off. Same with J-Rulers. You RFG. When it resolves, you RFG up to 2 cards, and then you get to burn something for 200 times their total cost of those 2 cards combined. And then lastly, 1 Blazer, the Eater of Dimensions. You can exile him super early with Verdanadi, which is nice. Have them both in your hand. Play your Verdanadi, exile Blazer, draw a card, and now Blazer is always available to be played from the RFG zone. Plus helps get more cards to your RFG zone because everything just gets sent there while he's on the board. Regalia, we play 4 Ifrit Glass. This is to help us get stuff back from the grave. Essentially what the goal of the deck is to put us both in top deck mode, where both players are in top decking, but the thing is I have Ifrit Glasses, so I also have access to my entire RFG, so I can grab them at a moment's notice for whatever I need, because you pay, when it comes in, you RFG the top card of your deck, and then you can pay 2 red while you have Alisaris as your ruler/J-ruler, crack this, send it to the grave, and then you get 2 cards that aren't Regalia from your RFG back into your hand. Gotta be careful though, because if Alisaris dies, then you only get 1 card back, and it's not as effective. And then 3 Deathscythe. Now 3 Deathscythe is super important for this deck strategy. The whole idea of the deck is to, by any means necessary, get a Deathscythe to the grave as fast as possible. Then just use all your kill spells and be super, super patient with your opponent. You're not swinging for damage a lot, you're mainly just kind of sitting and waiting. While Deathscythe is in the grave, it has the ability to remove 3 cards as cost and bring it back to your hand. So what you can do is, with 1 Deathscythe in grave, you can activate the effect multiple times in the same chase as long as you have the cost. So if I have 1 Deathscythe, I can go, and 12 cards in my RFG, I can go activate, pay 3, activate, pay 3, activate, pay 3, activate my camera refocus here. Pay 3, and just immediately all of these cards go to the RFG. This card goes back to my hand, and Alisaris, Verdanadi, all of those cards suddenly get the bonus of having those multitude of cards that we want to get in the RFG zone already there, really, really fast. You don't have to wait for it. So you can just kind of keep reusing and naturally go towards your end game just by playing your cards in the deck. So really, really strong. For spells, it's a lot of kill spells. We run 3 Soul Hunt because it is possible to be able to you know, just sack something and discard. Again, it's a discard outlet for yourself with Deathscythe and stuff, and it's just a solid 1 card. You know, if they played first, you just play Soul Hunt, discard a Deathscythe. You can always bring it back to your hand and play Deathscythe again, or use it as a repeatable Soul Hunt discard target, and you're just getting those cards off your opponent's board. 4 Thunder, because we're red, and having an alternative win condition in burn is really nice, especially since it's repeatable. So like you can spend 4, RFG them all, spend 2 Ifrit glasses, and then spend 4 again, and that's 40 damage. You can win the game that way. I've done that before. 4 Flames of Outer World to deal with J-Rulers and 3 creatures, and then 3 Space-Time Anomaly for more draw power, as well as dealing with J-Rulers and larger creatures. So there you have it, guys. That is the list. Let me know what you thought about it, what you would change, what you would do different. Huge thanks to Michael, my fellow Team Ogre member, for shooting me this list. Tons of fun to play. Really enjoyed it, and I definitely think that you guys would too if you give it a shot. So like, comment, and subscribe as always. And until next time, this is TMO73 signing off.